Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. I am Commish, here to help you chase the chip and keep you rolling towards the ring. It is week 15, first round of the fantasy playoffs, and today we're breaking down your start-sit questions that you submitted to me. Let's get right into it. We'll talk matchups, context, give you some playoff clarity, hopefully. We got Drake Maye versus Dak Prescott versus Trevor Lawrence. Drake Maye is playing the Bills. Cowboys are playing the Vikings. That's Dak. And then Trevor Lawrence, of course, going against the Jets. Drake Maye, I feel like he has the best combination of matchup, projected volume, rushing upside, ceiling, floor, etc. The Bills give up production to mobile quarterbacks, and Maye has consistently delivered both on floor and ceiling all season. Dak is a fine play in a potential shootout with Minnesota. And Lawrence is facing a meh Jets defense. But for week 15, I feel like Maye is your best bet, going with Drake Maye. Next, we got Trevor Lawrence versus Marcus Mariota versus Jacoby Brissett. Like we said, Jaguars are playing the Jets, Commanders are at the Giants, and Cardinals are at the Texans. We can rule Brissett out just because the Texans are a tough defense. Mariota going against the Giants, okay. But I feel like Trevor Lawrence, I don't know. The Jets aren't that scary of a matchup, so I think I'm leaning Trevor Lawrence there. He's got the best weapons of that particular group. I guess unless you consider Michael Wilson to be in that category. Anyway, Brissett, he's had a lot of upside recently, but I feel like he's going against just a really tough defense. So Lawrence, let's go with Trevor Lawrence in that one. Jake Ferguson versus Darren Waller. This one's a little bit tougher. I'm going Jake Ferguson. He's playing the Giants. And we've got Darren Waller, who's at the Steelers. Ferguson's role in Dallas has just been all about stability. Anytime he's on the field, he's getting a decent snap share. And so I feel like the Minnesota defense does not scare me off of Jake Ferguson. Waller, he's great, but man, the injuries, and you never know about the workload necessarily with Waller. It could just end up being, not a Waller day. I know that they kind of funnel their offense through him when he's healthy, but we've yet to see that in the recent weeks. So, I definitely got to go with Jake Ferguson there. Next, DeAndre Swift versus Rhamondre Stevenson. Swift continues to be pretty efficient here in Chicago. Cold weather games, they kind of prefer the run. So I'm kind of leaning Swift over this one. Stevenson, good volume for the most part, but likely negative script against Buffalo, so they're going to have to throw the ball a lot, I would think, which might limit his rushing opportunities. So I am picking DeAndre Swift, plus you got the receiving volume there. Next, Justin Herbert versus Jayden Daniels. I think they ruled out Jayden Daniels, so that one's easy. Justin Herbert, because the other guy's hurt. David Montgomery versus Zach Charbonnet versus Chuba Hubbard. Oh, let's see. Monty's playing the Rams, Sharbs is playing the Colts, and Chuba's playing the Saints. Montgomery, he kind of has the best offensive environment and he has the touchdown upside, obviously, in a high scoring potential game in LA. Charbonnet, positive home matchup that benefits Seattle, obviously. Chuba Hubbard, he's facing New Orleans. Meh, not a great defense. I feel like I'm going Montgomery. I'm going Monty here. Go ahead and start Monty in that one. Next, we got Kyle Monangai versus Blake Corum. Monangai, I feel like, has a pretty stable workload in Chicago. Bears are playing the Browns. Rams are playing the Lions. Neither one of those are great matchups, but the Browns are a tough running matchup. But I feel like Monangai probably provides the more realistic and reliable floor for Week 15, so I'm going Monangai. Next, we got Luther Burden versus Courtland Sutton. This one is kind of a no-brainer for me. I think you got to go with Courtland Sutton. He remains the focal point of Denver's passing attack, even though it's kind of inconsistent. But I feel like Sutton always has the possibility of catching a big pass in the end zone, so let's go with Courtland Sutton. Next, we got Harold Fannin Jr. versus Mike Gesicki. This shouldn't be a question. Harold Fannin Jr. He's been great on the Browns, and they're playing the Bears, so I would definitely take him, especially if Shedeur Sanders continues to show up. I think Harold Fannin Jr. is going to be a great asset moving through the fantasy playoffs. These start-sit calls are the ones that move fantasy managers from the regular season through the playoffs into the championship. So drop any other questions you have below. I'll try to get more before Sunday and answer those for you, and they will be featured in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now do your thing and go get that ring commission.